Tesla is recalling almost all of its Cybertrucks due to a cosmetic exterior panel. 46,000 vehicles are being recalled.
Elon Musk's Tesla Cybertruck is falling apart literally, and now they are recalling 46,000 trucks because the panels are flying off on the highway. Tesla is recalling almost all of its Cybertrucks due to a cosmetic exterior panel. 46,000 vehicles are being recalled because of a trim panel that can delaminate and detach while driving, increasing the risk of a crash. They are not over here, but they are in the United States, and the voluntary measure affects all Cybertrucks manufactured from November 2023 to February of this year. Affected owners can receive a free replacement if they want. New disaster just hit Tesla. The Cybertruck was supposed to be Tesla's crown jewel, tough, futuristic, and built to turn heads, but now it's turning into a PR disaster with body panels flying off mid-drive, deliveries suddenly frozen. Even die-hard fans are starting to ask what went wrong. From adhesive trims to spiraling recalls, the Cybertruck is falling apart, and it may not recover from this. What started as one of the most anticipated vehicles in recent memory is now caught in a storm of controversy. So what exactly is going on with the Tesla Cybertruck, and what does the Cybertruck's future look like? In this video we'll break down the latest developments and what they could mean for Tesla's most ambitious vehicle yet, so stick around, you don't want to miss this. And in business, Tesla, whose stock has already been in free fall, is now undergoing its biggest recall ever. The EV maker has called back over 46,000 Cybertrucks, which is nearly all of the trucks sold so far. This after regulators flagged major safety defects, including faulty parts. This marks the 8th recall for the troubled truck since its launch in 2023, all adding to Tesla's mounting challenges as slump and backlash against Elon Musk grow. Tesla's long-hyped Cybertruck just hit another wall. This time it's not regulatory red tape or market competition, but literally its own body panels. Tesla abruptly paused Cybertruck deliveries after alarming reports began flooding social media about exterior trims falling mid-drive, flinging off the vehicle at high speeds. The root of the issue? A surprisingly low-tech flaw in a high-tech vehicle, glue. Specifically, adhesive was used to secure critical trim components instead of traditional fasteners like bolts or welds. According to an internal Tesla document leaked to Electrek and supported by coverage from New York Post and Forbes, Tesla placed Cybertrucks on a containment hold. This term is Tesla speak for halting deliveries due to a problem that needs to be addressed before a full-blown recall is triggered. It's essentially a corporate emergency brake pull just in time to prevent more vehicles from going out with known issues. The most commonly affected part is the cant rail trim, a sleek stainless steel piece that runs along the roofline. At least 2 incidents have already been reported to federal safety regulators where this panel flew off during highway driving. In one case, captured on a Cybertruck's onboard camera and later uploaded to YouTube, the panel cleanly detached and skidded across several lanes of traffic. No injuries were reported, but the potential for accidents is very real. Tesla has not publicly disclosed how many units are affected by this containment hold, but insiders suggest that the issue could impact all Cybertrucks built between late 2023 and early 2025. What's worse is that this isn't just a bad batch scenario, it's an engineering flaw that affects the core assembly process. Several owners and EV experts have demonstrated the flaw online, showing how easily the panels can be removed with bare hands, raising serious questions about long-term durability. Internally, Tesla delivery specialists have reportedly been instructed to delay handoffs and keep customers updated while engineers scramble to apply a fix. As of now, there's no clear timeline on when deliveries will resume, but the damage, at least to Tesla's reputation, is already unfolding. But the real story isn't just about panels peeling off, it's in the alarming number of times this truck has had to be recalled. And trust me, it's not just 1 or 2. Let's dig into the recall history Tesla wishes you'd forget. In just 15 months, Tesla has officially issued 8 separate recalls for the Cybertruck. That's a new recall roughly every 8 weeks. This is not software glitches or aesthetic tweaks, we're talking critical safety problems that could lead to crashes, injuries, or worse. The most recent recall, which affects 46,900 Cybertrucks, was issued after the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration flagged a metal panel that could detach while driving. But that was just the latest blow. In earlier recalls, the issues were just as severe, if not more alarming. One major recall stemmed from a stuck accelerator pedal, where the floor trim could trap the pedal, preventing drivers from slowing down. It's the kind of defect that echoes Toyota's infamous runaway acceleration crisis from the early 2010s, but now in a vehicle that weighs over 6,800 pounds and accelerates like a sports car. Another recall pointed to a faulty inverter, a critical component in electric vehicles that converts battery power into usable current for the motors. The defect could result in loss of drive power, essentially disabling the vehicle mid-motion. Imagine your truck suddenly cutting off while merging onto a freeway. That's not a minor software hiccup, it's a terrifying mechanical failure. Each time these issues surfaced, Tesla offered what it often calls an over-the-air solution or quick-fix service updates. But in several cases, these band-aid responses weren't enough. The NHTSA has begun scrutinizing Tesla's repair approach, especially when mechanical problems are framed as software updates. In traditional auto manufacturing, a failed part is replaced, tested, and validated. With Tesla, the response often boils down to remote patches, vague service bulletins, and minimal transparency. And while Tesla insists that none of these recalls have resulted in fatalities or serious injuries, the rate and frequency of these safety issues are raising serious red flags. A vehicle that's been on the road for just over a year should not be generating this volume of recalls, particularly when those recalls involve core driving systems like power delivery and throttle control. So if the truck was never truly built to last, it makes sense that customers are losing confidence, and fast. Let's talk about sales, stock drops, and a shrinking customer base. Tesla shares gained slightly overnight, but it's likely little cause for comfort for investors, with the EV maker racking up losses every week since CEO Elon Musk made his high-profile move to Washington in support of President Donald Trump. Experts say Tesla has been hit by a fall in brand sentiment, led by consumers exercising caution over Musk's decision to switch gears from entrepreneur to partisan political player. Tesla was once a tiny Silicon Valley startup with big dreams to revolutionize the motor industry. Today, it's grown into the world's biggest producer of electric vehicles and a leader in sustainable technology. CEO Elon Musk has been at the heart of Tesla's success, but he's also been a controversial figure, and some of his recent actions are now raising questions about the company's future. At one point, Tesla claimed to have over 2 million reservations for the Cybertruck. Elon Musk called the demand off the hook. But now, only a few months into production, the reality looks a lot less electric. According to data from Cox Automotive, Tesla sold fewer than 39,000 Cybertrucks in 2024, despite having the production capacity to build well over 180,000 Cybertrucks in 2024. That's not just a low start, it's a massive gap between hype and actual performance, and one that's starting to weigh heavily on the company's shoulders. What makes the situation even more telling is how Tesla has started quietly moving behind the scenes to offload unsold inventory. One of the most glaring signs is the removal of Foundation Series badging from leftover trucks. This badge was initially marketed as a limited edition perk for early buyers, something to justify the $100,000 plus price tag. Now those same trucks are being stripped of their exclusivity and remarketed as standard Cybertrucks. The goal is clear: Tesla needs to move units, and fast. They've even introduced 2% financing rates to sweeten the deal, which is unusually aggressive for a company that's historically relied on demand-driven pricing. But even with incentives, the truck isn't flying off lots the way investors expected, and that's bleeding into the company's financial outlook. Since mid-December 2024, Tesla's stock has dropped over 50%, falling from an all-time high of nearly $480 per share to around $248. Analysts point to a mix of issues: controversy surrounding Musk, rising competition from China, and now an underperforming flagship product. Wall Street, once unshakably bullish on Tesla, is starting to ask tough questions. The Cybertruck was supposed to be a statement, Tesla's way of entering the pickup market and dominating it. But instead of being a market disruptor, it's becoming a financial liability. Investors are skittish, dealers are frustrated, and early buyers are growing increasingly vocal about their dissatisfaction. A product meant to redefine the industry is now dragging down the very company that built it. The silence from Tesla's leadership on these sales numbers is deafening. There's been no bold pivot, no apology, and certainly no full transparency, and a shrinking crowd of defenders. But even if Tesla could clean up its image, patch the trucks, and win back some goodwill, it still faces a massive global challenge. The rest of the world isn't buying into the Cybertruck hype, literally. The Cybertruck was supposed to be Tesla's next chapter, a bold reimagining of the pickup that fused tech, toughness, and Tesla flair. But a few years after its dramatic reveal, it's starting to look less like the future and more like a footnote. The dream that once captured imaginations across the world is now struggling to cross borders. Europe, one of the most critical EV markets globally, has effectively slammed the door shut on the Cybertruck. The truck doesn't meet the EU's pedestrian safety regulations. And it's not just a matter of tweaking a few settings, its sharp edges, weight, and height all pose a threat to pedestrians in the event of a collision. And because of the Cybertruck's rigid exoskeleton and absence of a crumple zone, even occupants could be at risk under EU crash test standards. As of now, Tesla hasn't even formally submitted it for approval in Europe. That silence says a lot. While Tesla hesitates, overseas competitors aren't wasting any time. Chinese EV makers like BYD and NIO are flooding global markets with vehicles that are not only more affordable but also packed with the kind of features buyers actually want: comfort, convenience, and consistent quality. Meanwhile, Ford, Rivian, and even startups like Fisker have steadily closed the gap in North America. Unlike the Cybertruck, these vehicles are being refined, not reinvented from scratch, and it's working. Consumer trust is also wearing thin. The Cybertruck launched with promises of ruggedness and innovation but has instead been mired in delivery delays, recalls, and strange build decisions. Early adopters who once bragged about their pre-order confirmations are now expressing buyer remorse. The online buzz is no longer about cool features, it's about falling panels, missing functions, and rising doubts. The real question now is, can Tesla pivot? Musk recently hinted that a more mainstream redesign might come down the line. But the original Cybertruck's polarizing design and niche appeal make it difficult to repackage for a broader audience. Worse, retooling would take time, and Tesla is already behind. So what do you think about the Cybertruck story? Is it a bold leap into the future or a cautionary tale? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more stories like this. Until next time, thanks for watching.